Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Diplomatic No. I'm Emily, here with Zach. Today we're talking about saying no at work without burning bridges. If you're new, tap subscribe so you don't miss weekly episodes. Clear boundaries make work calmer, kinder, and more effective for you and your team.
Hey folks, I'm Zach. Here's the big idea. A respectful no isn't disrespectful. It actually shows reliability. A boundary is a clear line around your time and energy. When people see you protect it, they trust your yes more. And today we'll unpack why that builds professional respect, not conflict.
Have you had a moment where saying no actually improved a relationship at work? I think a lot of us fear we'll look lazy or difficult. But often, what people want is clarity, so they can plan.
Totally. A while back, my manager dropped a quick request at 4:30 on Friday. Can you build a deck for Monday? I said yes, worked late, and missed a birthday. The next time it happened, I took a breath and said, I want to help, but I don't have bandwidth, the time and energy, this afternoon. If Monday is flexible, I can deliver Tuesday morning, or we can loop in Leo, who's free. He thanked me for being clear and admitted the deadline wasn't real. After that, he sent fewer last-minute asks, and my yes carried more weight.
That story hits home. I had the same thing with quick questions on chat. They broke my focus every 20 minutes. I set a boundary, blocked 2 hours for deep work, and told the team, I'm heads down from 2 to 4. If it's urgent, call. Otherwise, I'll reply at 4:15. Heads down just means fully focused. I also added a 15-minute buffer afterward. People adjusted fast, and my work improved.
So, quick recap. A diplomatic no uses clarity, a short reason, and an alternative. Both stories protected time while offering options. In the next part, we'll dig into language that softens the edges without apologizing. For now, think of one boundary you want this week, and remember, you're allowed to protect it. Let's get practical. When do we actually say no? I use 3 buckets: criteria, culture, and red flags. Criteria asks, does this fit my role, timeline, and capacity? Culture asks, how direct can I be here? And red flags warn me something's off.
Quick story. I was asked to jump onto a quick marketing push while finishing a big report. On the surface, it sounded small. But the brief was fuzzy, there was no owner, and the deadline was just ASAP. Red flags. Red flag simply means a warning sign. My criteria saved me. Role fit was partial, timeline clashed, and impact was unclear. I replied that I was at capacity this week and asked what outcome mattered most. If it was leads, I suggested repurposing an earlier campaign. Low effort, clear impact. That turned a risky yes into a focused alternative.
Did they push back, or were they okay with the slower route?
They actually thanked me. When I framed it as a trade-off, which means choosing one thing over another, it clicked. I asked, if I take this, which task should we delay? That question shifted the load from me alone to a shared decision. They moved the push to the next sprint and assigned a clear owner.
My checklist is similar: priority, impact, capacity, and precedent. Precedent means the example you set for the future. If I say yes at 11 p.m. once, I teach people it's okay to ask again, so I guard that line. One time, I delayed a late-night request and proposed a morning slot. Funny enough, the urgency vanished overnight.
How do you handle time zones? Those evening calls can slowly become the norm.
I had a client who loved 7 p.m. syncs. I explained I could do 1 per week, but not daily, and offered 2 earlier options. I said I wanted enough runway, time to prepare, to give quality work. Because I was clear and consistent, we avoided escalation, and they shifted half the meetings to their morning.
Culture really shapes the no. In a direct culture, people expect a clear answer. In a high-context culture, that means meaning is often implied, the tone matters more. When I worked with a team in Tokyo, I softened the message with appreciation and context first, then the limit, then a suggestion. In Amsterdam, shorter and straighter felt respectful. Same boundary, different style.
Speaking of red flags, here are a few I watch. It'll only take 5 minutes. Repeated last-minute pings. Moving deadlines with no extra resources, and tasks with no brief. A brief is a clear plan. If 2 or more show up, my no gets firmer.
Another one is scope creep. The work quietly grows. I once agreed to design a slide, and suddenly I was helping with the whole deck. I paused and said I could finalize the one slide today or schedule time for the rest tomorrow with proper priorities. Naming the scope, what is and isn't included, stopped the drift.
Quick recap. Use criteria to check fit and timing. Respect culture so your message lands well, and watch red flags to protect your time. A respectful no today prevents bigger problems later.
Before we move on, I ask myself one simple question. If I say yes, what slips? Slip means something important gets delayed or done badly. If the answer is my core work or my health, it's a no for now, followed by an option that still helps. Next, we'll open the language toolkit to make that sound natural and kind.
Let's open the toolkit. Polite doesn't mean weak. It means clear and kind. I lean on modals like could, would, and might to soften the edge without hiding the message. For me, it's structure, appreciation, reason, boundary, alternative, and a quick check-in question.
Quick story. I was finishing a proposal when my lead asked me to just spin up a dashboard. I took a breath and said, I'm keen to help, but I won't be able to give it proper attention today. Could we look at Monday morning? If useful, I can share last quarter's template now. Keen means enthusiastic. Notice could. That modal gently explores an option, not a demand.
Did the tone land well? And did won't be able to feel softer than I can't?
It did. I won't be able to names reality without sounding closed. I can't can feel blunt. Softeners help too. At the moment, right now, or given my timeline. They set a time frame, the period you're talking about, so people hear a limit, not a refusal forever.
I used would last week with a partner team. I'd be happy to take this on, but I'd need finalized copy in 2 days lead time. Would signals a condition. That tiny shift moves the conversation from a request to a trade. If we have X, then I can do Y by Z.
How did you keep it human? Sometimes polite language turns robotic if we overscript it.
I added empathy up front. Thanks for flagging this. I see why it's urgent. Then boundary. Today I'm at capacity. Then the condition and option. If the brief is final, I could start tomorrow and share a first pass by noon. And a check-in. Would that timing still help? Brief here means the clear plan or requirements.
I use a similar rhythm. Appreciation makes people feel seen. A short reason builds trust. The boundary protects your bandwidth, your time and energy. Then I hedge. A hedge is gentle language to reduce force, with might or could, and offer a path forward. In email, I wrote, "Thanks for reaching out. Given the audit this week, I won't be able to join today. I could review the draft tomorrow, 10 a.m., and leave comments by EOD."
One trap is over-apologizing. Instead of sorry for the delay 5 times, I swap in gratitude. Thanks for your patience. It stays warm without lowering your status. I once replied, thanks for waiting. I wanted to do this properly. I can send the final version by 3 p.m. Thursday. Clear, respectful, and still firm.
Specifics make soft language strong. Numbers turn fog into facts. I could start Thursday, spend 2 focused hours, and deliver 2 slides by EOD Friday. EOD means end of day. Specific time windows, like between 2 and 4, keep expectations realistic and reduce ping-pong messages.
Quick recap. Modals: could, would, might, soften. Conditions keep things fair, and time boxes protect focus. Phrases like I won't be able to, at the moment, and given my timeline sound respectful and clear. If needed, defer, delay, with a concrete next step so momentum isn't lost.
And remember, a diplomatic no isn't a dead end. It's a guided path. Coming up, we'll put these tools into action with real mini dialogues: boss, colleague, and client. You'll hear how tiny word choices change the whole mood of the conversation.
Let's kick off these mini dialogues. We'll keep them short, real, and useful. I like a simple frame: appreciation, reason, boundary, option, and a quick check-in. 3 scenarios coming up: boss, colleague, client. Because each one needs a slightly different tone to land well.
Boss first. Picture this. End of day, new rush request. I said, "Thanks for looping me in. I see why this matters. Right now, I won't be able to give this proper attention. Could we target noon tomorrow? If it must be today, I can share an outline." Bandwidth just means time and energy. That mix kept respect while protecting focus.
What I like there is the trade-off. Choosing one thing over another was clear. You offered a path, not a brick wall. Also, the verb target sounds collaborative. Quick note: that check-in question at the end invites alignment without giving away your whole evening.
Okay, colleague next. Imagine a teammate drops by with a tiny favor that actually eats your afternoon. How do you keep the friendship and still set a line?
Here's what I did last week. Hey, I want to help. Given my sprint today, I won't be able to take the whole task. What I can do is review the first 2 slides for 20 minutes right after lunch. If we need more, let's book time tomorrow. Then I named the scope, what is and isn't included, so it didn't quietly grow.
Naming the scope is key. And tone matters when your colleague is stressed. I sometimes add, "I can see you're under pressure." That one sentence shows empathy, which lowers the temperature and makes the boundary easier to accept.
Exactly. If emotion is high, I lead with care. I get this is urgent, and I want to do it well. I could time box 25 minutes now and give quick feedback, or take it tomorrow morning for a deeper pass. Time box means limit the effort to a fixed window.
Client scenario now. On a call, I said, "Appreciate the opportunity. To keep quality, I wouldn't be able to expand the campaign today. If we can receive the final assets, files, and images by 6 p.m., I could deliver 2 variations by Friday. Otherwise, we might split this into 2 phases starting Monday."
After the call, I'd send a short recap email. Thanks for the discussion. Confirming next steps. Once assets arrive, I'll draft 2 versions for Friday. Phase 2 to be scheduled Monday. That recap, a quick summary, locks expectations and prevents scope creep, where the work grows without agreement.
Quick recap so far. Boss, offer a trade and a check-in. Colleague, name the scope and add empathy. Client, set conditions and timelines, then confirm in writing. Different audiences, same goal. Protect quality and your calendar.
What's your go-to line when time is truly gone? Mine is, "I won't be able to today, but I could take a first pass at 10 a.m. tomorrow." It's honest and still helpful.
I like, I'd be happy to with X in place. That little condition makes the yes realistic. All right, we've seen the patterns in action. Next, we'll balance email and spoken tone so your no sounds human and your yes stays trustworthy.
Let's compare channels. Email is slower but creates a clear record. Spoken is faster and carries warmth through your voice. I think of email for complex decisions and spoken for quick alignment. In both, the goal stays the same: protect time, keep trust, and move work forward.
Last quarter, I turned down an extra launch task by email. I wrote, Subject, timeline update on Q3 launch. A subject line is the title of the email. Then, thanks for flagging this. Given the audit today, I won't be able to take on the new assets. I could review a draft tomorrow by 11 and share comments by EOD. If that timing works, I'll prioritize the pricing page next. Short, concrete, and easy to scan.
Did that reduce the back and forth? I find long threads, a thread is the chain of messages, often hide the real decision.
It did. They replied, works for me, and I sent a calendar invite right away. That created a paper trail, a written record. I also CC'd our project lead. CC means copy someone, so expectations were shared. The email lived like a mini plan everyone could find later.
Spoken no needs tone control. On a call, I said, I hear the urgency. At the moment, I won't be able to start today. Would Thursday 10 a.m. still move this forward? I slowed my pace, smiled, and left a gentle pause. After the call, I sent a 2-line recap. Thanks for the call. Confirming. Starting Thursday 10, first draft by Friday 3 p.m. Recap just means a short summary.
For chat messages, I go even leaner. No paragraphs, just clear pieces. Thanks for the ping. I'm heads down 2 to 4. I could review 1 page at 4:15 or 2 pages tomorrow morning. For email, I add a greeting and sign off. Salutation, like, Hi Maya, sets tone. I close with, Thanks for considering, or Appreciate your flexibility, not 10 exclamation marks.
A quick template in my head. Context in 1 line, boundary in 1 calm sentence, 2 options with times, then a check-in question. Subject lines shape expectations. Decision needed, launch scope by Friday. Or, schedule draft review, Thursday 10. FYI, for your information, tells people there's no action required.
Speaking of tone, I avoid stacking apologies. Instead of sorry for the delay 3 times, I write thanks for your patience once, then give the plan. And I watch hedges. Maybe I can sounds shaky. I could at 3 p.m. is firm but friendly. Specific time windows calm people down because they can plan.
Quick recap. Spoken no. Show empathy, state the limit, ask for a priority, confirm time, then send a short recap. Email no. Clear subject, 1-line context, boundary, 2 concrete options, and who owns what. Different paths, same message. Respectful, time-aware, and easy to act on.
One last habit that helps. Follow up before it slips. If you don't hear back, a gentle nudge. Checking in on the timing from my note below keeps momentum without pressure. Up next, we'll wrap with final advice and a reminder to protect your best work hours.
All right, let's land this. We covered a lot today. When to say no, how culture shapes your tone, and the phrases that keep things respectful. My final rule is simple. In 10 seconds, decide your path. Yes now with clear scope, or no for now with a helpful option. Either way, your clarity builds trust.
Quick win from this week? A teammate asked me to jump on a Fire drill. I said, "Thanks for looping me in. At the moment, I won't be able to start today. I could review for 15 minutes at 4:15 or take a deeper pass tomorrow morning." Fire drill just means a sudden urgent scramble. We ended up planning properly for the morning, and the work was better. Less chaos, more quality.
A few micro habits to keep your no diplomatic. Block deep work time on your calendar. Set light office hours for ad hoc questions. Office hours are open times to ask things. And use a 24-hour rule for non-urgent requests. I also ask, if I take this, what should we trade off? That question turns pressure into a decision we share.
Language check before we go. 3 phrases that carry you far. At the moment, I won't be able to. A calm boundary. I could do X by Y, a concrete option. And which should we deprioritize? Deprioritize means make something lower priority. Notice none of these sound angry or apologetic. They're steady and kind.
If someone pushes hard, I use a gentle, broken record. As mentioned, I won't be able to today. If A is priority, I could start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If risk is high, I escalate politely. Let's align with the project lead on the trade-off. Escalate means raise the decision to the right person, not to punish, but to get clarity.
Here's a tiny challenge for this week. Write one boundary you want to keep. Maybe no meetings during your first hour. And tell one colleague. Put it on your calendar and add a buffer, extra time, after heavy tasks. Small guardrails today protect your energy all week.
Quick recap. Use criteria, culture, and red flags to decide. Speak with modals and conditions to soften without weakening. Adapt to boss, colleague, or client. And confirm in writing when it helps. Your yes becomes stronger when your no is honest and clear.
Thanks for listening and spending time with us. If this episode helped, follow the show, share it with a friend, and tell us one boundary you're trying this week. Protect your best hours. Your future self will thank you. See you next time.